My name is Usaza Edige. I'm the one that will anchor this section. I don't know you, sir. By way of introduction.
My name is Ekwebiayewu Ijemudia. I'm from Rokusa, in the local government area of Edo State.
You are welcome, sir. Basically, today, sir, we are going to be looking at an issue that has been trending in Benin Kingdom for quite some time now. That has to do with the installation of Iya-loja by the daughter of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It has raised a lot of dust in Benin Kingdom, and the matter is still on. And as a cultural enthusiast that you are, by way of the introduction you have just read out, I don't know how much you have heard about this Iya-loja issue, and what's your take on it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I've heard really lot about what has been going on in the kingdom. Let me be frank with you. Never be so proud. A while to try to explain to this lady the cultural implication of what she's doing. He has to call on the palace chief to explain to her in a layman term the way she will understand it. In spite of that, she was like, pretending to know what is really going on. I'm so pleased with the way the Oba handled it. I'm so pleased to be a Benin man. I'm so pleased and grateful that the culture and tradition of the Benin that has been there for centuries upon centuries, has not been diluted. I know, we've been so marginalized. Imagine a kingdom, an empire that has been reduced to a senatorial district. They've reduced our political strength. They've reduced our economic strength. Our commercial strength has been bastardized. Now what they are going for now is our tradition and culture. And they just want us to sit behind. As a true Benin man, it's in your DNA. The culture and tradition of the Benin man is in your DNA. Nothing can erase it. It doesn't matter how much political influence and the thing they have. It is in us. Oh, yes, centuries upon centuries we've been here.
Some people are also saying that the Iya-loja appears to be a kind of administrative or an association that can work side by side with the EACHI. And given the fact that the Oba of Benin, Oba II, was able to explain the role of EACHI to the stool or to the throne, do you think the EACHI and the Iya-loja can work side by side? Because the Iya-loja seems to be a political vehicle, so to speak, designed against the 2027 presidential election.
Issue of Iya-loja and EACHI is not just a novelty. It's not just starting. It's been on for almost like a year or thereabout now. Okay, and there have been series of demonstrations made to the palace, made to the governor's house, made to LUJ by EACHI already. So it's not a new stuff. It's the clamors that just surfaced by the installation of Iya-loja by Folashade. So this issue of Iya-loja, he has been on. To be frank, and let me tell you what's really going. This is even worse than a state capture on each of the markets in Edo right now. The Iya-loja faction, they have their own EACHI. The original EACHI that we have are still be there. But this original EACHI, they've been marginalizing them. What they are doing is to capture the tradition and culture of the EACHI. So that's the question of things. This, fig leaf that try to use to cover up what is going on, that, well, it's a political movement, and that we should try as much as possible to understand where they are coming from. The tradition and culture of Edo has nothing to do with the politics of Edo, of Edo, or of Nigeria, or whatever you want to think about it. They are not, if they are sincere to themselves. How come they have different factions in each of the market? The Folashade and Pastor Josephine on their own. They have their own, a faction in the market. They've selected their own EACHI in each of this market as against the original and recognized EACHI that have been installed in the way and manner that is conducive to our culture and tradition. What Folashade and her team came to do in Benin is really sacrilegious. It's unbelievable. Okay, they did installation right at the governor's house before they even came to the palace to try to win, the palace that, this is what they're coming to do. They did everything. And the most painful aspect of it, look at the incantation she was using during the installation of the Iya-loja. She was using Yoruba. She didn't even use Isha language. She didn't even use Benin to do this. Various work with the Benin know how to do things.
That brings us to the next question, sir. Now, there appears to be a kind of concentration on Benin Kingdom, as it were. And Benin Kingdom or Benin people are said to be a minority group in Nigeria. But over time, there seems to be these issues Benin and different ethnic groups in Nigeria. Benin now appears to be among a major group. What is that? What do you think is that thing that is attractive that has brought Benin to that stage where other major groups now contend with Benin?
We were really powerful until the advent of gunpowder and machine gun. So when people start trying to relate to Benin about the Benin massacre of 1897, they forgot that Benin has been in before 1897. We have been exchanging, business and ambassadorial exchanges with the Europeans in the 1400s, 1300s. Before that, we've been doing it, but nobody tell us because there was no gunpowder, there was no machine gun, there was nothing. What made the Benin look a little bit reduced right now was because our military armament was not involved. So that's where the damage, that's where it all started. But I can still tell you, with the way things are, I'm assuring you, the finish will rise one day. The culture is not going anywhere. It's all over the world. When you want to think about African culture and tradition, everybody refers to the Benin. Go all over the museum, all over the world. We are represented. And I can tell you, our kids growing up, those born in the diaspora, they are ready. They are understanding it. One of these days, the finish will rise, my brother.
Conclusively, let's round up this session now. This Iya-loja issue, what do you think the Benin should do to push it back?
The issue of Iya-loja is settled. It is alien to the Benin culture and tradition. We don't even have to sugarcoat it. We don't have to paint it. Oba make a pronouncement in here. Unless you don't have that Benin blood in your vein. That is why you can be even asking for duplicity. It is straightforward. It is the giving. The other Ita Azanadu or try when the market is functioning, you only see the optics is the physical. Beyond the physical, there is spiritual and metaphysical. There is an intersection between the dead and the living. That is the spirituality of the Benin. We believe in it. Whether I drag it for what do you think is going on? People are interceding between the dead and the living. We believe in our dead. We believe in our ancestors. We still communicate with them. So if you don't know how to do it, people are doing it. We know how to do it. When we tell you, look, all the markets that you are looking at, they have their own strengths in this market, and they are being, managed by EACHI, who is approved by the palace to continue to help us to guard what is going on in the market. And I can tell you, most of those EACHI that Josephine and Folashade selected, they are hybrid. They are not true Benin. It's not going to accept it. Go and investigate those women selected by Josephine as EACHI. They are hybrid. They are not true Benin. They are not SSS. SSS and BSA.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You have spoken to the issues as it were. We will keep on this conversation subsequently as the event of both. But from what you have said, it's a closed issue, and I so much believe what you have said so far as it is. We'll connect you some other time while we take the discussion further and talk on other issues. as it relates to Benin Kingdom. Baba Atokpe.
Thank you very much.
No,
Sir,
sir.
all your point to give about we
It's
Abba no Yerekwe is the only pride we have left in us as a Benin. I'm telling you.